my piece. I'm reading from a piece by Theresa Hoy, who I know a little bit. I think she's an artist here, or is she a partner in the shop?
She's an artist and she's a writer.
And it appears in Chicken Soup for the Soul, My Cat's Life. And since I have 7 cats, and I had 8, I lost my old girl last August. At one point I had 9. My friends despaired that I would ever stop, and I may not yet, but at any rate, this is a pretty cool piece by Theresa, and since she's not here to read it, I'm going to read it for her. And I beg you to bear with me, because I'm at that age where I can't see anything no matter how close or far away I am from it. So I got to get under the light here and hope my glasses hold up. Okay, this is called Stockpiling Memories. It says, memory is a way of holding on to the things you love, the things you are, the things you never want to lose. From the television show The Wonder Years. Sage, my domestic shorthair, stretches up and places his paws on my leg. I'm sitting on a chair on the deck watching the sunset. Come on, sweet boy, I say, reaching down and lifting him onto my lap. His silver gray fur ripples beneath my fingers, and he stares at me with striking green eyes. Not that long ago, he jumped into my lap with ease. Now, at 16, he's not as agile or as willing to make the leap. After he settles into a contented knot, my thumb automatically begins to rub the smooth pads on the bottom of his foot, each one like a tiny brown bean. He came to me as one of several cats rescued through an animal group that I worked with. Sage charmed me with his calm nature and intelligence, not to mention his gorgeous eyes, which have an uncanny way of seeing right into my soul. Ours was not a slow bonding, but an immediate attachment to each other. Wherever I was, Sage was. He spent many hours sitting beside me on my desk as I worked. One afternoon, we both needed a break from my writing, so I jiggled a bottle cap in my hands, and then I made 2 fists. Sage watched with interest. All right, which hand is the bottle cap in? I asked him. He stared at my hands, then reached out and tapped a fist. Shocked that he seemed to actually understand what I said, I opened my fingers. The bottle cap lay in my palm. I'm impressed, I sputtered. Let's see if that was a fluke. I shook the cap in my hands, made 2 fists, and held them out. He glanced at my fists, but didn't move. Come on, I coaxed, shaking my hands. Suddenly, he touched the fist. Sure enough, the cap was inside. One more time, please, I begged, though he was already showing signs of restlessness. I had to know if he had made 2 lucky guesses. I held out my fists. Sage peered at me through hooded eyes. He glanced at the door. He yawned. Just when I thought he wouldn't do it, he flicked a paw at my hand. My mouth popped open. 3 out of 3 times he had picked the hand with the bottle cap. Once more, I asked eagerly, like a small child who wants to play the same game over and over. I thrust out my fists. Sage glanced at my hands, hopped off the desk, and disappeared through the door. I couldn't really be disappointed. Well, maybe a little. But still, he had played longer than I had expected and left me amazed. I bragged to my friends and family about Sage's deducing ability. They rolled their eyes and humored me with comments like, really, or how interesting. Even if they couldn't appreciate how special he was, I could. Sage and I developed many routines, and one was our bedtime ritual. After dinner, I would sit in the living room reading or watching TV. Sage lounged on my lap or on the footstool. With a snap, I would close my book or click off the TV. Time for bed, Sage, I would say, standing and moving towards the doorway. Sage followed me, leaped onto the bed, and curled onto my pillow. When I lay down, he wrapped around my head like a fur hat. I would stroke his back and whisper, "You're my special boy." Then one night he didn't lie on the footstool or curl in my lap. He didn't go to bed when I did. He stayed and slept on the back of the sofa. He began undergoing other changes: weight loss, drinking more water, lethargy. The vet did blood work and diagnosed Sage with hyperthyroidism, a common disorder in older cats. Liver tests indicated he was not a good candidate for surgery, so I started him on medication for the condition that I could live with as long as Sage improved. But he continues to change. Where he was once sharp and sure of himself, now he gets confused easily. When I open the door for him to go out on the deck, he turns to see what I'm going to do. If I don't follow, he comes right back inside. Unlike in the past, when he followed me around with enthusiasm and independence, lately he moves like a puppet, unable to decide what to do and relying on me to guide him. He also sometimes sits in the bay window with a vacant look in his eyes, staring at the wall or the windowsill. Sage, I call to him. My heart quickens and my breath catches when I have to repeat his name or lay my hand on his back to rouse him. Then he'll blink and his eyes will be bright and lucid when he gazes up at me, but I know he was gone for a while. One day Sage will leave me for good, but I don't dwell on that. Instead, I spend more time loving him. I never take him for granted. I seek him out the first thing in the morning and I check on him the last thing at night. He craves attention more than ever, so I carry him around or sit and hold him and let other things slide. I give him special canned food as often as he wants, and he's allowed to do the things that the other younger cats are not, such as having free rein on the kitchen table. I kiss his face often. I hold him, sing to him, and sway with him cradled in my arms. I love him all that I can today so that he will never doubt how much he is loved and how much he'll be missed. I'm not mourning the loss of a constant companion and devoted friend. I'm stockpiling memories I can treasure forever. Theresa Hoy.
Very nice.